Hey, good evening. Welcome, firefighters, families, and friends. On behalf of Chief Fullum, his executive staff, and the awards committee, we are honored to have you here tonight. Every day, the men and women of DeKalb County Fire Rescue are in their community doing amazing work to serve our citizens and stakeholders. Tonight, we're here to honor some of that work. It is my honor to welcome tonight's host, Ms. Tyisha Fernandes. Thank you.
I'm going to lower this. I think the most popular thing I hear is that I look taller on TV. So now you get to see how tall I really am. Good evening. So I want to start by just thanking each and every one of you for being here on a Saturday evening of spring break to honor all of the people that I think don't get enough credit. We know what they do, but we don't know really what they do. And I think this is a great night to just honor the privilege that we're able to have when we call 911 and they come. So thank you for being here tonight. So the first thing we're going to do is the DeKalb County Fire Rescue Honor Guard will bring the flags forward down the main aisle to the front of the auditorium, and we're going to have the presentation of colors. Now we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll now have the invocation done by Chaplain Will Dixon, who will say a prayer to get this evening started.
Let us pray. Almighty God, Creator and Father of us all, who has put it in our hearts and minds to prepare a way and to lift up a standard for the people, grant unto us thy approval of what we shall do this day and in this place, that all we have purposed and planned may come to full purpose. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Dixon. So now I want to introduce our senior staff and honored guests. Have a seat. The Director of Public Safety, Jack Lumpkin. Fire Chief Darnell Fullum. Deputy Chief Shane Dobson. Deputy Chief Garrett Smith. And Deputy Chief Antonio Burden. So for 25 years of service recognition, the following lists of personnel are being recognized for 25 years of committed service to the citizens of DeKalb County. Now, there are some people who are listed here who are not here tonight. They weren't able to make it, but you have a list of everybody in the beautiful brochures that you got at the front. So I'm going to name the people who are here. Personnel Supervisor Tanisha Boone, if you could stand. Assistant Chief Jeffrey Crump. Assistant Chief Michael Lewis. and Captain Marie Crosby Stilley. And as they get their awards, I just want to share with you that I'm so honored to have been asked to be a part of this evening. I feel connected to DeKalb County, not only with the fire victims that I get to interact with when I'm working, but also the people who have, who are victims of crimes, who have school issues. I often get to meet people on one of the worst days of their lives, and it just really makes me feel connected. That's my favorite part of my job. I know that I'm not like all of my coworkers in that, but I think that my purpose, being a reporter, is to interact with people and help them somewhat. I also help victims of crimes in other ways. So just being able to honor the people who save these people is an honor to me tonight. We're going to move on to the next one, promotions. The following personnel were promoted in either 2017 or 18 through a competitive process for the following promotional ranks. Iasefa P. Leota, Larry P. Shaw Jr. These are driver operators. Brian A. Leheny, Michael S. Carter, William A. Knight, Robert W. Peckrell Jr., Amber L. Dyer, John T. Bishop Jr., and Travis E. Owens. I got more. Andrew F. Dalton, Douglas S. Harms, Melissa D. Van Wy. That was my first choice. Always go with your first choice. The E threw me off. Van Wy. Andrew E. Zarate, Jared A. Sider, Jason M. Daniels, Kevin J. Bunn, Annette M. Haygood, Robert A. Sutton, John L. Alexander Jr., David Owens, and Matthew Bush. Those are our driver operators who have been promoted in 2017 or 18. Congratulations. Next, we have captains. And again, I just want to remind you that there are lots of people on this list who are not here tonight, so make sure you look through your brochure. For captain, we have Douglas S. Arms, Samuel A. Landau, Jeremiah C. Leonard III, Kevin J. Bunn, and that's what we have for captains. Okay. Next, we have battalion chief. Tremaine McMurray, Halani Blake Lobdell, Kimberly R. Bullock Unangst, and those are our battalion chiefs. Congratulations. Next, we have assistant chief. And we have one we're recognizing this evening. Mr. Michael J. Lewis. Both of our deputy chiefs who are promoted this evening are here. Anthony S. Dobson. He's already in place. And we have Antonio Burden. And he was already in place. So the next award we have the 2018 DeKalb County Fire Rescue Personnel of the Year Awards. The Civilian Employee of the Year, Ms. Vanya de Leon Ramirez. As she's walking up, I'm going to tell you about her. Since moving from extension services to fire rescue, Ms. Vanya de Leon Ramirez has continuously worked to improve herself and her value to the organization. There's an enormous amount of workflow she handles daily, and honestly, she makes it look easy. She handles vehicle accident reporting for the county between the department and risk management, and has assisted the operations staff on the accident review board in revamping the process. Support services procures nearly everything the department uses. Oh no, you're staying up here. I got some more to read. She's often the person preparing the requisition and entering an oracle. She ensures all items are received in a timely fashion and will routinely follow up on items that have not been delivered to ensure the order was received. She has also single-handedly worked through the department's encumbrances to ensure any available funds are freed up so she can prioritize spending and plan accordingly. In the absence of other employees, Ms. Ramirez has continuously taken on more responsibilities, such as processing and tracking employee reimbursements. I know that's important to you. She has also assisted in the fiscal office with some of the business she handles daily. Ms. Ramirez is always friendly, has a positive attitude, and her customer service skills are impeccable. She continues to seek training and education opportunities to improve any way that she can, and she takes much pride in what she does. Ms. Ramirez, congratulations, and thank you. Firefighter of the Year, Driver Operator Taurus Chrysler. I need you to walk up here slow. Driver Operator Taurus Chrysler has been a member of DeKalb County Fire Rescue for 17 years. In that time, he has developed an outstanding reputation of being a friend, a leader, and a role model within the department. His captain, Brett Langston, states, quote, Taurus does a tremendous job as the driver operator on Station 21. He makes a point to know the citizens of that station immediate and makes it a point to treat them like family. Mr. Chrysler has learned the maintenance personnel for almost every apartment complex in Station 21's territory, which gives Company 21 a good foundation for knowing the layout of the properties, as well as learning more about the risks found across the entire community. Mr. Chrysler also makes someone while out in the territory, makes customer service and fire safety a priority for the public whenever Company 21 has a visitor or meets someone while out in the territory. Regardless of whether they are finishing up on a call or just at the station and someone comes by, he is quick to show off the apparatus or give a tour of the station to a group of visitors. Personnel like Mr. Chrysler help promote DeKalb County Fire Rescue's involvement in the community, and we're happy to say that he's currently on the captain's promotional list and will likely be promoted in 2019. Congratulations, Mr. Chrysler. All right. Company Officer of the Year, Captain Anthony Trent Smith. Captain Trent Smith has been a member of the DeKalb County Fire Rescue for 20 years. His battalion chief described him as being, quote, everything I could ever want or expect from a company officer in my battalion. Captain Smith goes out of his way to make not only his company, but the entire battalion better every shift by developing training sessions and drills to improve the skill level of all the personnel in that battalion. Captain Smith is always working to ensure that the next firefighter, driver, or acting officer is getting the training and instruction they need to be prepared to succeed. He regularly comes in on his off days to attend battalion meetings or attend training. He gives up vacation days so that someone else may have off and is always the first person to arrive for work in the battalion every shift. He's fiercely loyal to his crew, his battalion, and the department as a whole. He's developed healthy rivalries with neighboring companies. Captain Smith is a firm believer that your company is part of your family, and his crew from Company 13 are close-knit and involved in each other's lives even outside of work. They attend each other's family events like birthdays, baby showers, and holidays. Captain Smith is the epitome of what DeKalb County Fire Rescue expects out of the company officers that serve our community. Thank you. Chief Officer of the Year, Fire Marshal Joseph Cox. Fire Marshal Joseph Cox joined DeKalb County Fire Rescue in January of 2017 after spending 19 years in the fire service in North Carolina and North Dakota. In the last 2 years as Fire Marshal, DeKalb County Chief Cox has implemented several programs and initiatives designed to enhance the safety of the community we serve and to improve the customer service delivery to the county's stakeholders. Safe DeKalb is a comprehensive risk reduction program which consolidates efforts between first responders, building engineers and developers, inspectors, investigators, and life safety educators using a data-driven approach to identify and mitigate risks found throughout our community. He has grown the Fire Marshal's office to meet the increased demand for its services while simultaneously relaunching the company-level inspection program. Chief Cox has made himself and his staff available at all times and hours. As stated by one station captain, quote, "When you have a problem or issue in your territory, Chief Cox is always ready to assist." Thank you, Chief Cox. Now we have departmental commendations. We're going to recognize the people who are here. Captain Victor Madison and driver-operator Andrew Zarate. On June 22nd, 2018, Engine 12 and Truck 18 were called to a dog stuck in a storm drain. The owner of the dog was in a panic trying to get the frightened dog who was trapped approximately 10 feet below the surface of the storm drain. Both crews worked as a team to successfully remove the dog from the drain and reunite him with his owner. Following, the rescue personnel from DeKalb County Fire Rescue contacted the proper division in DeKalb County to make modifications to the opening of the drain that allowed the dog to enter. Recognizing the value of the pet's life and completing a safe rescue made this call a success, but going further to prevent this from happening again at the location demonstrates their commitment to service of those they are sworn to protect. We thank you. Captain Victor Madison and driver-operator Andrew Zarate. Our next heroic story, we're going to honor Senior Firefighter Bailey Lansiddle. On August 12, 2018, Engine 11 was dispatched to a cat stuck in a wall. On arrival, they found a 5-week-old kitten stuck between the home's foundation and brick and a wall. With the home's owner's permission, they carefully removed the bricks, allowing them to free the kitten. The kitten was a stray and did not belong to the homeowner. E11 then took the kitten to a cat rescue organization where it was put up for adoption. The adoption organization named the kitten Rock in order of E11. Thank you, Senior Firefighter Lansiddle. Next, we're honoring Senior Firefighter Roger Cole. He is an essential part of DeKalb County Fire Rescue's logistics section. Mr. Cole has been assigned to the logistics for over 5 years and has been an advocate for the men and women of DeKalb County Fire Rescue. He ensures the units maintain a constant state of readiness by making sure the units have up-to-date equipment and are well-stocked with supplies and are in compliance with all state and federal laws. He frequently puts in additional time and effort in dealing with and averting potential problems with inventory and equipment on the units. He has a positive outlook, a pleasant attitude, and is always willing to help others in their tasks as well. Thank you, Senior Firefighter Roger Cole. Next, I'm going to read several names in the Cardiac, Medical, and Trauma SAVE Awards section. Now, these awards are given for employees who have been involved in a call where a patient was found not breathing, with no pulse, or with a critical medical condition that would likely cause them to go into this state. Their actions and the emergency medical treatment they rendered saved the person's life to the point that person recovered and was released from the hospital. Wow. So I'm going to read these names. Driver-operator Matthew Bush, Senior Firefighter Danny Menard, Master Firefighter Zachary Brown, Driver-operator Melissa Van Wee, Master Firefighter William Dormany, Captain Michael Hott. We can clap. I want to give everyone their time to walk across here. But I also want you to get to those refreshments behind you, so we're just trying to move along. Okay, driver operator Travis Owens. Master Firefighter Zachary Brown. Next, we have driver operator William Knight. We have senior firefighter Lucas Garassi. Driver operator David Owens. Next time we're going to coordinate it so you come running down like the Price is Right, just so we can move along a little quicker. Senior firefighter Truett Stokes. Captain Michael Hott. Wait, you're on here twice. He's saving more than one person. Captain Robert Martin. Senior firefighter Lee Battles. Following him, we have Captain Victor Madison. Senior firefighter Bailey Lansittle. We got a third time for Captain Michael Hott. He's hot. Driver operator Travis Owens. I believe this is the second time for him as well. I'm wondering why I have not done stories on these saves, but we'll talk about that later. Senior firefighter Brett Peacock. Driver operator William Knight, also a second time. And that completes our Cardiac Save Awards. Next, we have Medical Save Awards. We've got a long list of people, but we have two we're recognizing who are here tonight. Driver operator Bradley Barman. Oh, the jokes I know you've heard about that last name. Captain Thomas Dyer. Next, we have the Trauma Save Awards. And I need to count because I think we're 3 down now. This may be the 4th. Captain Michael Hott. Driver operator Travis Owens. Again, multiple Save Awards. Master firefighter Brian Lahaney. And senior firefighter Louis Bruno. So for the Exceptional Duty Awards, These awards are given to personnel that have performed any aspect of their job in an outstanding manner. So I'm going to read all of these names. It's only 5. Captain James Clement, who is here. Let's clap for him. And then the people we're honoring who were not able to make it tonight, Captain Danny Messerole, driver operator Ricky Redmond, driver operator Drew Bates, and driver operator John Bishop. Captain Clement will accept the award on all of their behalves. Oh! Tell me your name. Okay. John Bishop is here. Driver operator John Bishop is here. He was saving someone else, probably. Oh, I have a story with that. I'm sorry. On April 18th, 2017, crews responded to apartment fire on High Court Place. On arrival, personnel they met with victims still trapped in the building. Crews used quick thinking and skill to deploy a ground ladder and rescued victims from the second floor of the building and quickly made entry into the building and initiated attacking the fire. The rescued civilians had no injuries and the fire was quickly extinguished. Thank you, Captain Clement and driver operator John Bishop. For the next award, it's also Exceptional Duty Awards with a different story. Captain Jovan Carter and Master Firefighter Rodney Heindel. I don't believe either one of them are here, but I'm going to read it. On May 20th, 2017, crews responded to an overturned vehicle with one patient trapped under the vehicle. Captain Carter and Master Firefighter Heindel worked as a team using their extrication equipment to lift the vehicle off the patient, freeing them, allowing him to be transported quickly for urgently needed medical care at the emergency room. They saved his life. Thank you, Captain Carter and Master Firefighter Heindel. Next, for the Exceptional Duty Award, Master Firefighter Logan Bergener. Captain Frederick Sellers. Captain Daniel McIntosh. Captain John Gorton. Master Firefighter William Dormany. I believe this is a multiple award for him too. And Firefighter Richard Emmett. Now let me tell you what they did. On November 14, 2017, they responded to a head-on motor vehicle collision resulting in one of the vehicles catching fire with the driver trapped. The other vehicle had 7 injured patients. All units on scene worked as a team. Yes, more claps. Worked as a team to free the trapped patient, extinguish the fire, and triage and transport all patients to the emergency room in a timely and organized manner. Thank you, all of you. Okay, so more Exceptional Duty Awards. Driver Operator Larry Shaw. His row wanted more. And Driver Operator Melissa Van Wee. On July 4th, last year, they responded to a working house fire. While working the structure fire, Driver Operator Van Wee located 2 dogs. She removed them from the home to awaiting Driver Operator Shaw. One of the dogs was unresponsive in his crate. Driver Operator Shaw went the extra step using equipment meant for humans to attempt to resuscitate the dogs. After a few minutes, one of the dogs started breathing on its own. Animal control was called and transported the dog to the vet for further care. The dog is alive and well today, thanks to their efforts and care. Thank you. Next, for the Exceptional Duty Award, we have Battalion Chief Alex Lane. We have Captain Kevin Bunn. and Master Firefighter William Dorminey Sr. On May 28th last year, they responded to a vehicle that had lost control going off a 25-foot retaining wall and cartwheeling 50 yards into the woods, ejecting 2 passengers from the car. Cartwheeling. I've never heard that. That's pretty funny. Crews had to use ladders to go down the retaining wall and carry a large amount of equipment to extricate the victims out of the woods into a waiting ambulance. They stayed focused on the task at hand and overcame the obstacles to get those patients to the waiting ambulance, and they survived. Thank you so much for your efforts. Okay, so the next award is the Exceptional Merit Award. This is presented to personnel for an act of bravery where a possibility of physical harm or loss of life exists, or when the risk of injury arises because the employee exceeds basic duty. We have one name for this story, and it's Master Firefighter Robert Sutton. Crews responded to a working apartment fire on High Court Place. Crews were met with an active apartment fire and people still trying to escape the building. Now, Mr. Sutton caught an infant that was dropped from a smoke-filled second-story apartment window by that child's father. Firefighter Sutton's situational awareness and quick reaction helped save this young child's life. Thank you, Master Firefighter Robert Sutton. The next group we have for the Exceptional Merit Award is Captain Mike Hott. Driver Operator Brad Barman. Driver Operator Annette Haygood. That's his wife, in case you didn't know. Driver Operator Matthew Bush. Master Firefighter Preston Fant. And Master Firefighter Iasefa Leota. This crew was conducting interior operations on a working house fire when a crew member collapsed inside the structure. Heavy Rescue 24 and Engine 14 personnel were able to find and remove the injured crew member from the burning structure. They carried him to a waiting ambulance, and personnel from both Engine 14 and Heavy Rescue 24 rode into the hospital to provide care for that crew member. Thank you, all of you, for that effort. Our next Exceptional Merit Award crew, Assistant Chief Jeff Crump. Next, we have Captain Jackie Peckrell. Captain Scott Stroop. Master Firefighter Gary Steck. Next, we have Senior Firefighter David Rogers. And Firefighter Andrew Zwald. Is that wrong? Some of you are laughing. Is that Z silent? Okay. They're laughing at something else I said. In the early morning hours of January 3rd, crews responded to an apartment fire on Pine Tree Circle. Now, this was January 3rd last year. On arrival, crews found a fast-moving fire on the 3rd floor of the building. 3 adults and 2 children were trapped on the 3rd floor balcony, and 5 more residents were trapped by fire on the back side of the building, including one that was wheelchair-bound. Ground ladders were deployed to rescue the victims. 2 of the children were tossed over the balcony to the arms of waiting firefighters. 3 adults were assisted down the ground ladder. Quick actions and great teamwork helped save all of the citizens that morning. Thank you, all of you, for your effort. And for our last group of Exceptional Merit Awards, Captain Kevin Bunn, Captain John Gorton, Driver Operator Jared Sider, and that means I said it right too. Senior Firefighter Hugh White. So on September 24th of 2017, this crew responded to the Doraville MARTA station for a person hit by a train. On arrival, units located a conscious patient trapped under the train. Crews shut off power. Yes, that is pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing. Crews shut off the power to the rail and crawled under the platform and under the train to locate and free this patient. Crews had to work in a very tight space and crawl a long distance to get the patient free to a waiting ambulance for transport. Thank you, all of you, for freeing that person. I think she wants her dad. She said this is going too long. I'll try to hurry up. The Meritorious Service Award, we have one name for this story, and it's Captain Scott Stroop. I had to think about that for a second. On January 3rd, crews arrived on scene of a working apartment fire. The crews were faced with heavy fire involvement in the building, blocking the building exits, causing 10 residents to be trapped in various parts of this apartment building, including a family of 5. They were on the 3rd floor balcony, and they needed to be rescued. Ground ladders were deployed to rescue those victims. Now, Captain Scott Stroop and his crew from Engine 7 were one of the first arriving units to the scene and were working quickly to rescue the trapped residents. As the fire began to grow and time became of the essence, the father of a young child was forced to drop his child from the top of the ladder as he escaped the flames on the 3rd-story balcony. Captain Stroop recognized the precarious position the father was in and positioned himself at the bottom of the ladder on the side of the father where he was holding his child with one arm while he gripped onto the ladder with the other hand. As the father began to descend the ladder from the 3rd floor balcony, he dropped his child into the waiting arms of Captain Stroop, who made an amazing catch, preventing the child from being injured. Captain Stroop sustained a severe shoulder injury and injuries to both knees from the impact of the child falling nearly 3 stories into his arms. Wow. Thank you, Captain Stroop, for that amazing rescue. We're going to rewind a little to the Medical Save Award. I want to bring up Captain Marie Crosby Stilley. Senior Firefighter David Rogers. And Senior Firefighter Colleen Whitworth. Now, just to remind you, the Medical Save, oh, I don't have a description, but I think we can pretty much get it. They saved someone medically. Thank you. And then we have one in the category of cardiac save. We have driver, operator, Matt Parks. You can't just wave your hand back there. You got to come on up. I know a lot of people here tonight don't like to get honored, but too bad. We're honoring you. This is what we're doing tonight. All right. We have one more Meritorious Service Award. It's for Master Firefighter Preston Fant. Actually, wait, I think both of these people are here, though. Is Fant here? Okay. He'll be accepting it on behalf of Captain Stroop. Oh, okay. Yeah, Meritorious Service Award. So you two can come up if you're here, right? Yes. They are the last crew for the Meritorious Service Award. And that's when someone was seriously injured or wounded in the performance of duty. Next, we have the Medal of Honor. And we have one person we're honoring for that tonight. The Medal of Honor Award is awarded to individuals that perform outstanding acts of bravery where they risk the real and high possibility of physical injury or loss of life. This is the highest award DeKalb County Fire Rescue bestows upon a member of the department and is only presented for an exceptional act of bravery. Now, Logan Bergener, Master Firefighter, I need you to walk up here slow. Yes, that's good. Yes. Give me a stroll, please. On November 14, 2017, crews responded to a two-car vehicle accident with injuries and a person trapped on Mountain Industrial Boulevard and South Royal Atlanta Drive in Tucker. While en route to the scene, DeKalb E911 operators updated the responding units that one of the cars involved in the wreck was also on fire. Master Firefighter Bergener was the acting officer in charge on Engine 5 that arrived on scene first, where he found that sedan had jumped the median and struck a minivan head-on, and the sedan was on fire with the driver still trapped inside. The fire had already spread into the passenger compartment of the car and was causing additional injuries to the... I cannot look at you while you're doing that. Master Firefighter Bergener is a comedian, and he's also directed his driver and tailboard to pull a hose line and begin attacking the fire to protect the trapped driver. He used an axe to break a window in the sedan to gain access to the burning car's passenger compartment and then entered the vehicle, placing his body between the fire and the driver of the vehicle, who was already seriously injured and unresponsive. He then began to work to free that driver and was able to pull the victim out of the burning car to safety. The driver could get medical treatment then for his injuries from the wreck as well as the burn injuries. Immediately following the rescue, the driver Master Firefighter Bergener began working with his crew to triage the other patients on scene and provided essential updates to the other crews that were still traveling to the scene so they knew what to be prepared for. Master Firefighter Bergener's action on this incident exemplifies the highest qualities expected of the men and women of this department and led to the best possible outcome for this residents injured in the wreck, as well as ensuring the safety of those under his command that day. Thank you, Master Firefighter Logan Bergener. Okay, if you're tired of hearing me talk, we're almost done. Okay, this is for exceptional duty. Captain Marie Crosby Stilley, Captain John Gorton, and last for exceptional duty, we have driver operator John Bush. Okay, well, we thank you for honoring each and every person here tonight. And for the closing remarks, Chief Fullum is coming on up here again. You giving me the look like he didn't know that.
Well, once again, let's give everybody a hand. Just some outstanding work. You'll read in my letter in the beginning of the program that I stated that this was just a small slice of the outstanding work that's done by the firefighters and our staff each and every day. We really could have spent all night. I don't think you would have stayed with us all night, but we could. You would have? Okay. Remember that for next year. But we could have spent all night giving out awards for just the outstanding work that's done. And that would only have been the work that we know about, because there's a lot of work, a lot of heroic actions that are done each and every day by these crews that we don't know about. They don't always speak up. As you saw, and I'm speaking to the families, and you probably know this, but they don't seek out that honor. We have to pull it out of them a lot of times. I often say when I go to community meetings that normally the firefighters will be on the back wall. And I say, even though they're on the back wall now, if the tones drop, the bell sounds, they will rush to whatever the emergency is so that they can help our citizens. And so I know purposely, and I don't know who it was, McKinney or whoever, they put me at the end purposely. I know they did that. And they did it thinking that I would recognize that everybody's probably ready to go home now, and so I wouldn't speak long. But I see it the other way around. I have all night now because everything else has been done, right? I can speak all night. But no, I won't. I will not. So let me just thank a few folks. First of all, thank you for spending your Saturday with us, Tyisha Fernandes. You did an outstanding job. Can we give her a hand clap? Thank you. And I think she did say she would come back next year if we asked. Yes. Yes, thank you. Okay. And then let me also thank the Public Safety Director, Jack Lumpkin. Thank you for being here, sir. He's been here now, I guess it's been, is it 2 years? Oh, it's about a year and a half. 14 months, he knows it exactly, but he's been here 14 months, and though he comes from the police side, some may call it the dark side, he really does support us, and thank you for just being a mentor, even in those 14 months, so thank you. I also have to thank the CEO and the Board of Commissioners and for the work that they do. Oh, beautiful. Sorry. Oh, yeah. But I have to thank the CEO, Michael Thurman, and the Board of Commissioners for their support of the fire service. I tell you, I've been here 5 years now, and I can honestly say that this current group that we have of leadership really does support the fire service. Getting 60 firefighters that we got in this year's budget is really unheard of. You don't normally have that happen in one swipe. It didn't take a lot of convincing that we needed them, and so that will support some of our initiatives that we have out there. Then I have to speak to the senior staff up here, the executive staff, and just the outstanding work that they do each and every day in making things happen behind the curtain. Oftentimes, you know, I know the glass tower firefighters, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the 5th floor, all these different names that they have. This is headquarters, folks, for those that don't know, that maybe you don't realize how much effort is put into each and every day trying to make sure that you have what you need in order to do your job. And they do an outstanding job. I've heard it said one time that a leader should pick folks that are smarter than them. And I succeeded in that in their individual areas, they do an outstanding job. They amaze me every day in what they do. So thank you for what you all do. So also, I have to thank the families that are represented here as well. As a firefighter of 32 years now, and some of that spent in the field, I recognize that, you know, when the firefighters go to work, they go to work for 24 hours, and then they're off for 48. I was saying this to our current staff of our current class of rookies, that they have to recognize that your family is really taking on a commitment as much as a firefighter is, and that for that 24-hour period, I see a lot of children in here, that for that 24-hour period, that firefighter is not going to be able to come home in many cases when it comes to those emergencies that just will happen. And I'm sure, family members, you'll probably shake your head to this, but they do always seem to happen on the day that the firefighter's at work. So a lot of times that's when it happens. It's not on the 20 or the 48 hours that they're off. So thank you for supporting your family member who's able to come and serve DeKalb County. So let's give you all a hand for what you do. And then to the staff, and this includes not only our firefighters, but we have an outstanding administrative staff. We recognize some of them this evening as well. But to you all, when I came here, I was thinking back that I wrote a letter to the department, and I said how excited I was to serve as a chief. I am still excited. I'm still honored and humbled by this opportunity. That each and every day I get to work with what I think are the most outstanding firefighters in the nation. And I've been around. I go around, I see other departments, but I will put you up against anybody. I think that at the end of the day, the greatest export that the DeKalb County Fire Rescue has is our people. You are it. You are what makes the department. You're what makes it work. And so thank you for allowing me to continue to work beside you. So thank you very much. And I'm almost done. So very quickly, you know, I always say at our graduations when I am swearing in or providing the oath to the young firefighters that are coming on board, that right in the middle of the oath, it states that they should always remember that they're a public servant, that they should always remember that they're a public servant. At the end of the day, that's what firefighters are. We're public servants. You chose to become a firefighter for whatever reason. I was talking to a family member here just a few minutes ago. He was talking about his son and the fact that he decided he wanted to become a firefighter. That's what he wanted to do, even though he had an opportunity, it sounds like, to possibly be an athlete at least a certain level. But he decided he wanted to be a firefighter, and he said those very words that we often hear that are mentioned when people talk about firefighters, and the simple fact that they wanted to help somebody. And so recognizing that as a public servant, we're doing the work that oftentimes others don't want to do, that somebody has decided that there's a need for a person to stand in the gap, a firefighter. You know, I commend you for taking this on. There has to be something there because it's not money. I knew I'd get a laugh. I thought I'd get a bigger laugh. You must be ready to go. But it's not money. It really isn't. It's not money. This is not going to make you rich. It's not fame. Right? Right. And there's a whole other list of things. I won't go too far since I got the audience going now. But there's a whole other list of things that it's not. But really what it is, it's about at some point you realizing that you wanted to be that person that stood in the gap, that you recognize that there's a need for someone to stand in the gap and you're willing to do it. And in some cases, as we heard tonight, some folks are willing to even go to the point of putting their lives in harm's way to stand in that gap. So as I close, I just want to tell you that I look forward to the years to come and what we're going to do. I'm still excited. I hope you are too. We have a journey that we're on, and I hope that you'll join us in moving the department even further. So thank you very much. William Knight stood up for me. Boy, I should have sat down. No, you know I'm kidding, William. I forgot a few things, and I can't forget this. I have to thank the ceremony, the award ceremony committee. They're listed in here, but just an outstanding job in getting this together. I promise you, I'm committed that we're going to do this every year. We had a lot of catch-up that we had to do tonight. This won't happen again. We're going to do this every year so that we can recognize you in a timely fashion. But thank you to the award ceremony, wherever they are. They're hidden somewhere. They're all over the place. They're doing work. But thank you for getting this together. Once again, there's other people that are listed here that were involved in getting this together. So thank you very much for the work you've done. And so once again, thank you. William, you can stand up now.